Welcome to the podcast from Headhunters Northwest. Headhunters Northwest. Specialized recruiting, specialized approach, where we take you behind the scenes into our customers' businesses. For over 20 years, Headhunters Northwest has served the global defense, small arms, and shooting sectors worldwide. Listen in as we discuss the inner workings of our USA and international customers. Headhunters Northwest, finding you the best heads for business.
Welcome to 2025. I have some notes here that I have written, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Shaylene with Headhunters Northwest, and I wanted to take this opportunity to do a podcast to talk about a question that I get a lot. And that question is, how do I know how to hire the right recruiter, and what do they do? Well, it's a lot more than just recruiting your position, but we're gonna go into that. So I'm calling this recording "How the Right Executive Recruiter Drives Profits," because honestly, that's what they should be doing. If they're not making you a profit, then you've got the wrong recruiter. Today is December 30th, 2024. And when this goes live, it'll be January 7th, 2025. So we turn these around really quick. Thank you so much to the folks behind the scenes that make this happen. At the end of this recording, I will bravely and maybe foolishly call out my personal opinion of what I think we're going to see in 2025. I'm going to put some predictions on this recording, and I guess we'll know at the end of the year if I was right or wrong. But this is all based on my 30 plus years of experience. So let's hope I get at least some of them right. First, I want to thank you for listening to the podcast and the time that you're spending to do this. You could listen to any number of podcasts, and I just want to thank you so much for any suggestions that you have or any comments. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me and let me know what I could do to get you more information. My goal here is to help my industry. So with that, the audience that I'm intending to reach for this particular podcast this is meant to be for board members, C-suite executives, and anyone else that are leaders or future leaders for our industry. This is all advice that I think you will find helpful to help you make profits. Okay, then. So all of this is specific to the niche that we focus on, which is the global defense, small arms, and shooting sectors. So you can make great choices for you and for your companies. On to our topic. How the right recruiter drives profits. Profits are everything. And I do mean everything. And I'm sure you know that. If you're one of those people who are listening to this right now and you're afraid of money, or if you're afraid it makes you look bad, you should unsubscribe and not listen. This is not the place for you. So turn your connection off. Okay, now that those people are gone, we can get down to it. Without great talent and the right people in the right seats, you're not going to make a profit, and you certainly won't continue to make a profit even if you're making one. Period. It's the people, no matter what, and the people, no matter how many robots, AI, and automated things we have that make it all come together. It's the people who create profits. We're humans. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. And a lot of folks, especially those in HR and anyone who's putting a job ad out there, you're getting flooded with all sorts of people. And how do we sort through that to find the right talent that will scale the growth that we need in our companies, while not driving us off the rails? That's the age-old question, isn't it? So this isn't new information. It shouldn't be, but we have a lot of changes going on. And some people might not think of it in the perspective that I think of it and the way I look at things. President Trump has been reelected and will be sworn in shortly. And in sweeping changes are already happening. Look at the DEI initiatives and mandates that are being removed by publicly held companies more and more every single day. I just heard about it again today while I was watching the business news. The priorities of the incoming administration are going to include, they say, regulatory improvements, tax changes, mergers and acquisitions are expected to increase, rebuilding our military and increase the USA manufacturing, just to name a few things. And there's also many more issues under scrutiny, including lots of the tariffs topic. I don't know. Well, I know for me in my lifetime, there's never been this number of changes that our businesses are facing faster or in greater force than we expect in 2025. At least not in my lifetime. I've never seen anything like this. And I think we're all going to be, bracing to try to keep up. How do you control this change and take advantage of all these obvious and not so obvious changes in your business to capture profits like no other time? You have to hire the right people now. A lot of companies have been waiting. We can't afford to wait. We have to move quickly and be decisive. In my 30 years of experience recruiting, with over 20 of that in the global defense, small arms, and shooting sectors, now is a time unlike any others in our history to make money in our niche. Now, in the commercial firearms space, I'm sure all of you are pointing your finger and wagging it. We all point to the past president who we say was the best gun salesman we've ever seen. I totally agree. This isn't going to be like that. Hopefully, we're not looking at mass insanity. Holistically, which is what I'm referring to, the global defense, small arms, and even a lot of the shooting sectors who are diversified into more than just the commercial markets are poised for even greater growth. We have already seen this in our client customers who are diversified. Several of them are already up 40% in 2024. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So let's go back to people. How can you identify and utilize an executive recruiter to drive profits? Because that is all that matters. It matters in my business and it matters in your business. The type of recruiter you're looking for, here's what you're going to keep track of. There's going to be a bunch of things that I'm going to say that I think I really mean this will be helpful. You're looking for someone that's well-rounded but niche focused. The reason for this is because the relationship you want is someone who can open doors for you in a wide variety of areas. The main, most critical result of an executive recruiter, of course, should be talent choices for you. But there's more than that. Really, if that's all you're getting, then you're not even getting what you should be getting. It's not just talent acquisition. It's so much more. I'm talking about individual relationships here. It doesn't matter one bit what the name of the recruitment firm is. It doesn't matter if this firm claims or has offices in all these countries. It doesn't matter if they're publicly held, if they're a small boutique firm or mid-size US based. It makes no difference because when you hire executive recruiters, you're hiring that person. So if you go to a big, gigantic firm, unless you have an existing relationship, the people doing the work are the junior executives that you never see in the background. They don't have the relationships and the experience that you need to hire really top talent and executives. They don't have it yet. When you hire an executive recruiting firm, you're working with a person no matter who it is. So the person is the individual relationship you care about, not the name or the plaque on the firm. The important part to all this is that you get the best choices for you to choose from for the talent that you need. You want someone that can secure the talent that you choose and give you really great choices because you're the one who's going to know what you need best. A recruiter should be giving you great choices of people you never dreamed you could get. If you found that, that's step one. So dig deeper. The next steps are where the profits come in. This may seem obvious, but trust me, I've been doing this a long time, and you would be really shocked at how many people don't understand the basics of business. So even if they've gone to college and have all their experience, that does not mean they understand what it takes and what's important to you to achieve your goals. A recruiter that you choose, you want to know they know what ERP systems are, P&Ls, balance sheets, EBITDA, manufacturing, distribution, e-com, tariffs, NATO. Do they even know what NATO is? Do they even know what NATO-friendly countries are? They need to know the difference in our niche about LEO, MIL, Gov, the different branches within those acronyms, and when the buying cycles are. This person needs to grasp and understand the challenges across the span of the defense acquisition industry and supply chain, production, technology, modernization, and more. There's constantly changes going on that affect the profits of our companies. And if these recruiters don't know who's who and how these pieces go together, you're not maximizing your profits at all. So even if your company is not involved in every single area I mentioned, and maybe not every single area is your focus of business, if your recruiter doesn't understand those areas and interact with them, you are missing out on a huge portion of talent, networking, and profits. The executive recruiter you want is the one who is deep into the industry niche your company is. This person knows the buy-sell cycles of your business niche. They have relationships with private equity, angel investors, investment bankers, and the people in politics who are all focused on your niche. Does this mean this said executive recruiter only has reach into your niche? No. I get asked that all the time. So just because the recruiter is in a certain niche does not mean they're only recruiting people in that niche. If you want someone from the outside, or you need fresh talent, or whatever the reason is, you need to bring in a talent in an industry that is doing really well in a certain skill set, that's really important. And that person is going to know how to secure that talent. They will know how to recruit the outside talent that will fit into the niche, because nothing does more harm to companies than when we recruit people and they don't fit in and it's just a bad apple. Maybe they have the skill sets, but they don't fit into the niche. So that is really valuable. And you can get the best of all worlds. You just have to be willing to go work with the right person. Most board members, C-suite, investment bankers, and investors are actually still missing out on bigger profits. My big tip here, and what I've seen firsthand and learned in my career as an executive recruiter, is find the recruiter that has all the things I noted. And here's the magic pill. This is really important. You must find the one that has immense work ethic, one who takes calculated risks, is aggressive, a visionary, hands-on is very important, willing to seek feedback, trustworthy, and most valuable of all, the most important thing that drives profits for you is the power to leverage their relationships to benefit you. They have to be willing, ideally, to introduce you around, to help you make connections. That's where all the profits come in. That's where the extra firepower is. If you want to secure the real powerhouse talent that knows how to scale your divisions and has a clear mission alignment, drives big ideas into real action, and thinks in systems, not quick fixes, then you need to build relationships with the talent power brokers in the niche you are in. It does not have to be my niche. It can be any niche. Profits are achieved by people who, these are the people that the recruiters are going to find you. The right recruiter knows how to find the people that make companies infinitely scalable, create revenue streams, and automate the impossible. Understanding how to secure that talent is the difference between leading the future and playing catch up. So honestly, I've seen this work and I've seen it in my own business, and they're out there. So if it's not me and we don't fit into what you're doing, go find the recruiter that will, because they can make all the difference in helping you make profits for your company. Okay, part 2. Now's the time for me to be brave or be foolish. Let's talk about my hiring predictions for 2025 for the global defense, small arms, and shooting sectors. I'm going to break this into 2 sections. The first section will be types of companies that I think will be very successful in what they're doing. And the second section will be types of jobs that I think will be very, very much in need in 2025. Now, I can't possibly cover all jobs. This would be impossible. So I just picked 4 kind of sectors. So let's talk about the companies first. The companies, I picked 3 types of companies that I think will be very successful in 2025. The first one would be companies who are diversified into more than only commercial markets whose sales include military contracts. Now, I kind of already covered that earlier by accident. Second of all, companies whose products focus is to help other companies sell and manage government contracts that meet regulatory requirements. Think risk assessment, contract management, market intelligence. Their products help you do more based on their software. The third type of companies, and this is really broad, but it's not if you really think about it. Companies that utilize and leverage mutually beneficial partnerships with other companies. No one does anything alone. So what I mean by that is, if you have a great business development person on your team, then you're already doing this, because great business development people know how to build partnerships and relationships with other companies that are mutually beneficial. And if you don't have one of those, you might want to think about getting one. The second area that I wanted to talk about are jobs. So these are positions, general areas of work that I think are going to be pretty targeted areas for growth. Okay, so the first one are software related roles, and more specifically, generative AI roles. Now, many of you may assume that this doesn't affect you, but it does touch your company in one way or another. If your product is software, then you're already in the thick of it. So just know that there are so many things that can be affecting your company and that can help your company grow. Don't hesitate to go out there and learn about new things. And generative AI people, if you love your job and you want a new one and you love this industry, please call me. Thank you. Okay. Manufacturing related roles. Those would be the operational cross-functional positions. People who are experienced in hands-on manufacturing environments that also have people skills and that also understand automation and robotics. Those people that contain all 3 of those types of things, they are going to be harder and harder to find. They're going to be very sought after, in my opinion, in 2025 and 2026. Marketing roles. Marketing, I could talk just about marketing. We should just do a podcast about marketing and have a panel on. That's one of my goals for 2025. Now it's on tape, so now I'm going to do it. Digital and e-com. I know you've already heard about this, but this is, while you may not sell your products online, you undoubtedly already use forms of digital marketing. The marketing professionals who know how to pull, here's the data. The data, analyze the data, and convert that into measurable and quantifiable information are the true profit makers. Marketing is a profit center, not a cost center, if you have the right people in place. This applies to both e-com and digital marketing, but marketing, I know you marketing people realize a lot of this, but there aren't that many people who can sit down and drill down and show their budget as the in the way that it ties to profits. And that's what marketing people need to focus on. You've got to be able to communicate to executives how your expenditure is making them money. And I get it, it's hard, but I know a couple who can do it. So this is a very, very powerful role that should grow a lot in 25 and 26. Sales roles. Do we still do business bellied up to the bar? Or do we still do business out on the range testing products? Yes, maybe. Yes, possible. But not all business is done that way. And some say less and less. So who's actually making the purchasing decision? That the people that you're standing with, if they're not the ones making the purchasing decision, you need to make sure, and those people need to have the right data. So I'm talking to you executives and board members because this is how important your marketing and sales executives are. They're driving your profits in many, many ways. The type of sales roles that we will see filled will be people who present solutions in a style that relates to the customer. Sales roles filled for MilGov LE roles will be the most successful when those individuals dig deeper and know how to serve their customers, not merely make transactions and fill quotas. And here is the pro tip that I think that a lot of executives get and they see. The trouble is how to fix it. It almost should be marketing and sales, not sales and marketing. Because if I were in sales, and here's my pro tip, make marketing your new best friend. The most successful salespeople will include marketing from the beginning and the entire way through the process. Marketing is your key to success. And I really believe that. I really think that if you get the right marketing person and the right salespeople in place at your executive level, it permeates your organization and equals profits, unheard of profits, because marketing pulls in all kinds of people you never would have even thought to approach. So let's wrap this up. I hope this has helped you to know what to expect from a quality executive recruiter, because it is so much more than filling an open rec. It's so much more. We are certainly invested, but we open up our database to our really close customers that invest in us. We invest in them. We make mutually beneficial introductions that have nothing to do with us, but have to do with them. And we help the talent we place scale so that you can make the profits you need. There's a lot of details that go into these recruitments, but they don't need to be long and drug out. Contrary to what a lot of these big firms think, these things do not need to take this long. And I'm all for giving ample time and making sure we consider the right hire, but that's unnecessary. I have never in my life met a board member or an executive or any stakeholder that says to me, whoa, we want to drag this out and not get this person on board so we don't make money until later. I mean, seriously, who says that? So if you want the right people, the right connections, the right phone call at the right time, you need to hire the right executive recruiter so that you can net the profits fast and efficiently. The most successful, profitable companies we work with have a decisive board, and a decisive board that empowers their CEO to be decisive. A decisive leadership team hires the executive recruiter who can make the impact that they need to make profits. And that's what we're all here for. So welcome 2025. Let's go make money. Thanks for listening to this podcast of Headhunters Northwest. I am really excited for the next podcast after me. Everybody should tune in on Tuesday the 14th, because that is going to be one of the most interesting podcasts of the year, I predict. And that will be with Nate Pund, who is the global managing director for Houlihan Lokey, the investment banker that is specialized in our industry niche. So thank you again. Have a wonderful new year. Comment, give me suggestions, reach out, let me know you heard this, and let me know. Maybe we had to place some bets on whether I'm right or not. I don't know. I'm kind of scared about it. Anyway, y'all have a great January, and I can't wait to talk to you. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Headhunters Northwest podcast. Specialized recruiting, specialized approach. You can reach out at headhuntersnw.com or call 605-600-1709. Join us again next week as we look behind the curtain into the global defense, small arms, and shooting sectors. Headhunters Northwest, finding you the best heads for business.